Done here.
1 week later.
Another call! From John Corps, huh? Took them this long to realize they're in the red?
My name's Keiichi Sato. As the factory chief of Days Industries, I work with our head of sales, Noah, and the rest of our team to manufacture parts and equipment for medical devices. Hey, Akito, you're really fired up today. Make sure to take some breaks, okay?
Nah, I'm feeling great today.
There you go again. You threw your back out last time, remember? Here, have some tea.
Noah, you're like an angel. You always bring me tea like this.
Keiichi, John Corps just called a moment ago.
Thanks. I'll call them back right away. Hello, thank you for calling. This is Keiichi Sato from Days Industries.
Ah, Keiichi. Mind explaining what the heck's going on?
Okay, could you be more specific, please? That's Tanji Seto. He's the second-generation CEO of our client company, John Corp. He took over after his father passed away last month.
Isn't your price way too high compared to the market rate?
Well, that's because we provide the kind of technical expertise that justifies it.
My father was ridiculously soft-hearted. I'm guessing he probably covered your losses more than once.
Excuse me?
Sorry, but I'm not nearly that soft. Please lower the price.
That's not possible. If you're unhappy, we're fine ending the contract.
What? Seriously? Fine, we're done here.
1 week later.
Another call? From John Corps, huh?
You're right, we got over 100 voicemails. I'm starting to get worried about Jan Corp.
Should we go check in on them? Just in case.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yasuke, this isn't what you told me. Why are we so deep in the red? No matter what company or factory we try to work with now, the contract costs are ridiculously high. We can't survive like this.
I've already told you. Starting with Days Industries, the contracts were a bit pricey. But for the level of skill, they were practically a steal. And you ignored that advice and canceled every last one of those contracts. That was your decision.
Well, yeah, of course. I couldn't believe a company like ours was getting discounted in the first place. Jan Corp used to be a major player. We had equipment in every hospital. But now, we barely deliver anything, and we're not making any money. What happened?
I honestly didn't think you'd take this position knowing nothing. You said things like, carrying on your father's will, but all you really cared about was writing on our name. It's true, our company used to be a corporate giant. We focused entirely on business, mass production, mass delivery, massive profits. But when the former CEO's health started falling, he realized something. If we only think about business and ignore the lives of our workers, one day everything will collapse, just like his body did. From then on, the former CEO devoted himself to creating things that help people in society. Days Industries and every other partner you cut ties with supported that vision.
Still, you can't expect me to believe that we're now only making and selling prosthetic arms and legs. No employee's gonna be okay with that kind of thinking.
Of course we had ambitious employees, but for those people, we worked with major companies to help them find new jobs. We did everything we could to make sure no one stayed here out of frustration.
Unbelievable. My father, you, everyone in this company, you're all too soft.
I understand where you stand now. Honestly, I don't think it's in your best interest to keep leading this company. Would you agree?
You're right, I'll resign. Man, I gave up a top job at a major sports brand to come here. All that passionate talk I gave at the memorial. What a waste of time.
Well, we'll need to choose a new representative, so please see yourself out.
Yusuke, let me just say this. This kind of company, one that has no ambition and only exists to support its employees, is bound to collapse someday. Business is vital to a company's survival. For everyone's sake, I suggest you rethink this. Goodbye.
Yeah, sales have been declining and now we've lost all our contracts. At this rate, our company will...
Excuse me?
You are...
We're Keiichi Sato and Noah Ikeda from Days Industries. Sorry to intrude. We just came to check in on how things have been going at Janjan Corp lately.
We heard you were in a meeting, so we waited in the room next door. But we overheard most of the conversation.
I see. I apologize for keeping you waiting. As you can tell, we're in a bit of a crisis. The blame lies with me for putting too much faith in the founder's son.
No, not at all. I don't think blaming those who trusted him helps anyone move forward. And I doubt you were the only one who believed in him.
We have a pretty good understanding of what's happening at Janjan Corp now. That being said, after listening to the previous CEO's son's remarks earlier, I started to think about something. If sustainable development happens to end up helping people in society, and also happens to turn a profit, there's no issue with that, right?
What do you mean?
Actually, we've recently succeeded in developing a new kind of prosthetic hand. Please take a look at this.
Wait a minute.
In simple terms, it's a high-performance prosthetic hand that can be controlled entirely by brain signals, even for those with no arms or hands. Compared to conventional prosthetics, it offers overwhelming ease of use and precision.
Are you really okay with letting us use such an incredible piece of technology? If you filed a patent and offered this to a major corporation, you'd land a massive contract for sure.
It's not just us. Every business that had a deal with Janjan Corp feels a sense of gratitude towards it.
Gratitude, you say?
Janjan Corp's corporate philosophy is highly respected worldwide. And you've even won several awards, haven't you? That's why all of us who do business with you have seen a huge boost to our public image. Thanks to that, we've been able to land all kinds of new deals.
And I'm sure we're not the only ones. Janjan Corp's compassion has had a positive effect on every company around you. That's why we don't want to be the only ones benefiting from this.
Of course we share the same company values. Instead of filing for a patent and mass-producing this, we want to deliver it to people who truly need it at a pace we can sustain.
And for that, we need your help. Please work with us.
Keiichi, Noah, thank you so much. Then yes, please allow us to be part of this new technology.
Sure, we're counting on you.
All right, I can feel the fire lighting up again.
After that, Janjan Corp and Days Industries joined forces to develop and distribute high-performance prosthetic limbs. The product became a smash hit, quickly empowering people with disabilities all over the world. At the same time, Tanji Seto started working at a sports gear company named Jiri Jiri Sports. However, since you became head of sales, our company's revenue has increased significantly. I appreciate it.
Oh no, I'm just happy I could help.
However, things might get tough from here on.
What do you mean, sir?
Take a look at this article.
Janjan Corp brings prosthetic technology to athletes.
Exactly. Apparently, Janjan Corp has started supplying prosthetic limbs to most para-athletes. And beyond that, their products are now spreading throughout the general public as well.
Does that affect us directly?
This move into the sports world really struck a chord with our rival Waku Waku Corp. It seems they've already decided to work with Janjan Corp to co-develop training equipment and injury prevention tech for athletes. If that development succeeds, we might have a hard time landing contracts for our products.
That's terrible. Then we'll just have to ask another factory to create machines of the same quality, correct?
We've already tried that, but it's not going well so far. And even if it does work, Janjan Corp is offering theirs at incredibly low prices. We can't afford to ignore profit margins like that. At this rate, your sales team might face some serious challenges.
I see. Seriously? Is this company going down the tubes too? Looks like I'll have to find a new one. But letting myself lose 2 times? My pride can't take that. Especially not from a company I already turned my back on. In that case, I'll try everything I can and pitch to every factory out there.
Really? I'm counting on you.
So, from now on,
We're going to find factories that can develop even better products at lower prices. Be persistent in negotiations. Don't give up.
I see. I think everyone on the sales team is already working pretty hard, though.
You know about what happened with Jan Corp, right? Our company's in crisis. I need you to push even harder than before.
I understand, but instead of forcing ourselves to develop new machines, don't we have other strings we can focus on? If you compare it to the training wear and equipment, our company's gear is pretty much the best, right? Why not suggest to the development and planning teams that we should aim to lead in that sector instead?
No, we can't let Jan Corp, get further ahead of us.
Wait, are you doing this out of pride from your last job?
That's not it at all, okay? I'm thinking about this company's future. We should work hard first, then decide if we need to change direction.
I see.
And so, Jiri Jiri Sports sales team pulled out all the stops and somehow secured a contract with a factory, but...
The development of our new product is going well too.
Yeah, it really is. I'm so glad we trusted Jan Corp and went down this path.
But still, Keiichi, you've been pushing yourself non-stop, haven't you? Maybe it's time you paused and took a proper break. We all know how much you care about everyone here.
Noah.
Are you serious? After all the work we put in?
Huh? That voice sounds familiar.
I can't believe we failed the test right at the final stage.
I'm sorry, we did our best, but with our factory's current capabilities...
Tanji, we've hit our limit. Let's give it up. There's only so much we can do with this budget.
No! We made it this far. There has to be room for improvement. Mr. Yokota, are you sure there's no potential left in this factory? Like if we revised the workers' schedules or improved labor conditions?
We really did everything we could on our end. Honestly, we're done.
No way.
Tanji?
Keiichi?
I think asking any more of Mr. Yokota is unrealistic at this point.
Yeah? Tanji, what you're asking is completely unreasonable.
You all are outsiders. What do you know about this?
We know everything. This Soko Soko factory is incredibly skilled at producing quality products at affordable prices. We even trust them enough to outsource small parts production to them from time to time.
Mr. Yokota also used to work at Days Industries. That makes him the most qualified person to produce something similar to what our factory makes.
Wait a second. How did you know you were trying to make something similar? Actually, Mr. Yokota has been asking us for advice for a while now. Based on that, I assumed Jiri Jiri Sports was trying to replicate our machines. It makes even more sense, especially with Tanji being your sales director.
Tanji, I can kind of understand how you feel, but what you're doing isn't any different from what you did back at Jan Corp.
How is it not different?
You tend to assume other people's hard work is just part of their job, like it's expected. Even with Days Industries, you asked for a discount just because the price was higher than average. But before doing that, you should have checked if the pricing was actually fair.
Instead, you assumed prices should be lower than the market rate and demanded a discount. And now you're doing the same thing, expecting Soko Soko Factory to work even harder like it's nothing. People can't just push themselves endlessly like that.
Your sales rep standing close by appears completely wiped out. I wouldn't be surprised if she's been working tirelessly to get your plans off the ground.
Well, it's just part of the job. First, you acknowledge someone's effort. Then you talk about whether they can keep going or if they've hit their limit. After that, you figure out how to adjust your goals and strategies accordingly. If you can't follow that process, no one will stick with you.
At the very least, your father always followed that process.
My dad was too soft. That's why I had to step up and fix things. That sort of logic doesn't work for us. What do you think, you guys?
Actually, we were just about to tell you we can't keep helping you anymore.
I've had my resignation letter ready for a while now.
No way!
Looks like they were under a ton of pressure. I'm glad I took the step to send that report to Mr. Omi, the Vice CEO.
What? What report?
Well, I caught wind of some rumors, so I teamed up with Corp to create a handover memo that highlights your behavior and personality during your time there. I sent it off to Mr. Omi this morning.
Well, what?
After reading that, there's no way Mr. Omi would sit back and do nothing. Please just have a proper conversation with him.
You shouldn't have meddled. I'm out of here.
Thank you so much!
I appreciate it too. You saved me.
Don't mention it. If you continue to push like this, your customers will be the ones who really suffer.
Now we just have to trust that Mr. Omi will step up and do what's right. I'm sure he will!
Mr. Omi, I
read the handover report. I clearly overestimated you.
Mr. Omi,
From now on, I'll make sure no one else has to suffer from your recklessness.
come on, I can't work here anymore with him looking at me like that. I'm done. I'm out. I quit. I'm done with this company.
Tanji, are you really going to throw away everyone's kindness like that?
This isn't kindness. Excuse me.
I'm disappointed in you, Tanji. And just like that, Tanji Seto quit. But naturally, the handover memo followed him wherever he went.
Everywhere I turn, I face harsh treatment. If only I hadn't quit Corp back then.
The more he changed jobs, the harsher the scrutiny became. By the fourth company, Tanji gave up and accepted strict supervision. But changing a mindset built on pride, profit, and ingratitude wasn't easy. And in the end, he suffered a complete mental breakdown and could barely hold down a job. Meanwhile, Akito, you're looking sharp today.
You bet. You guys even gave me a raise.
That's the spirit.
Peachy! You're not supposed to be here. I told you to stay home today.
My body just kind of moved on its own.
Come on. If anything happened to you, I honestly don't think I could handle it. Please take some time off. I'm really asking you.
Sorry, Noah. I had no idea you cared about me this much. Enjoyed the video?
Then smash that like button and subscribe.